inspectors there. And of course at that time he was the general contractor. And while he was also on this job, he fell down and hurt himself. And I understand now that the building inspector has a workers' comp claim in, and I'm wondering if it happened on this job where he wasn't being the building inspector, but he was working as the general manager, general contractor for this job. So since that time, he's talked to Greg, I don't know how many times, but one or two times, and our county manager's told him now that he might have a building inspector for him. He told him he'd get his own building inspector and just pay for him. But that he might have a person that could do the building inspecting, and was somebody that serves on our planning and zoning board, which I think is also a conflict of interest. So I think we have a serious situation here, and if we've got a building inspector that is helping people find a draftsman or an architect that will help them get their plans approved, it appears that there's some kind of collusion there maybe, and also a building inspector that can't approve your permit until you use him and his services. That's a serious conflict, and I think it needs to be addressed by this board.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we ask the county manager to investigate the building inspector conflict of interest and the information that's been provided by Commissioner Hill and Commissioner Patrick, and come back to us with the finding facts.
Well, I have already been investigating it, and because it was a personnel issue, I did not bring it to the board until I got all the facts. I'm supposed to go out to the building site this week.
We haven't been seconded yet, Mr. Chairman.
So,
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hill. Go ahead.
there's a tape I need to listen to and some other stuff, so I was trying to do it, get all the information before I brought it to the board. So I have been talking to the individual, and I'm following up on those items.
Mr. Chairman, I also would like to make sure that the county's not paying the workers' comp claim that could have possibly been happening when he was working for himself and not as a building inspector. I want to make sure that that's looked into as well.
That's on my list.
And I will say that personnel issues like this need to be brought out in public, because the law states that the investigation and the, what do you call it? Anyway,
the actual evidence is
the evidence is supposed to be presented in public, and that's why I have presented it that way.
Well,
we're not quite to the stage of taking evidence in a disciplinary proceeding, because we don't have a disciplinary proceeding going yet.
Right.
When we have one going, evidence is to be taken into open session.
Also, the part about inspecting his own work is what concerns me more than anything.
What?
What concerns me is the fact that he got the job by being the building inspector and wouldn't approve the job to get done until he got to get paid separately on the side.